This podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp, my friends. If you guys have been listening to the Genius Brain podcast, you already know BetterHelp has been a long-time sponsor because we believe in mental health. BetterHelp has been there for me during some of my darkest times, and guess what? Even at some of my happiest times, because just because I feel like I'm in a bad place or a good place, it doesn't mean I still don't need somebody to talk to, and my BetterHelp therapist has helped me out through just all my highs and lows, and I really do use them on a need basis, and I freaking love BetterHelp. My friends, if you ever feel like your brain is getting in your own way, my friends, this is where BetterHelp can come in. Like, you know what you should do, what's good for you, but you just can't do it. Therapy helps you figure out what's holding you back so you can work on yourself instead of against yourself. Make your brain your friend with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/genius today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/genius. My lovely Genius Brain listeners, this podcast is brought to you by NordVPN. Don't go on the internet with all your information out there if you're not using NordVPN. Easy to use, connect with one click or enable auto connect for 0-click protection. Super convenient. 5,700 plus servers in 60 countries. Find a server near you for better speed or connect to a faraway location to freely explore the internet. NordVPN is amazing. I don't go on my phone or I don't go online without using a VPN. It's just too crazy out there. This can be for anybody from the techies, for people who just like stream content on the internet. Don't think that you have to be super high tech to have a VPN. You should have one either way, and you should do it with NordVPN, my friends. Exclusive deal. Grab the NordVPN deal at nordvpn.com/geniusbrain and get extra subscription time. Try it risk-free now with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring our show.
But then getting in front of somebody and like, I've only heart sparred a couple of times and I didn't even like the way it made me feel. Like, cause you're angry. Like I get mad.
You get frustrated.
You get frustrated. Like if they land on you, get frustrated. You start throwing harder. And afterwards, I just don't feel that good. I was like, oh, I'm not a fighter, dude. Like this is not my type of thing. And then you see other people where sometimes like they know like, hey, I'm not a fighter. But then if you get like a lucky punch on them, it triggers something in them. And they just start wailing on you. And I have to be like, I'm a comedian, dude. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Genius Brain podcast. It is a lovely Thursday in gloomy LA, and we have a very special guest, recurring guest, because you've been here before. We have Bi Nguyen, fighter extraordinaire, also fighter management now, I hear.
Yeah.
So wait, are you still competing?
I'll compete for like fun things, like a couple of social media, like influencer boxing.
Oh, so you're not competing in ONE FC anymore?
No, I'm retired from MMA altogether. Completely.
Did you
MMA.
announce that?
I never did.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
You're getting the first public announcement.
Good, I can't watch you fight anyways, dude. That shit would stress me the fuck out.
No, it's fucking crazy.
I can't, like I said, we talked about this the last time she was here, but like the moment I met you, we had conversation and everything else like that. I was like, nah, I can't watch you fight now. Because this shit.
But on top of it, I'm also, even if you didn't know me, my fights are insane.
I know. It's
insanity.
When you fight, I'm like, are you trying to, did this person do something to you? Like, do you have like a personal vendetta against this person? Like you
I don't know. Something was loose. I don't know what's going on. But then it must have tightened up because I started losing. Whatever screws were loose tightened up because I started losing.
Let me ask you about that type of stuff too, because like when you gotta go through this experience, how long have you been fighting?
13 years.
Fuck, oh my God, man.
I know. When
you start going towards like this tail end of your career before you decided to retire, was there like something that happened that caused this, or is it just like, is it your time is your time?
I wish it was something that happened because it happened before I retired. You know, you just like, I don't know, like the great thing about survivors and then people who are strong and people that problem solve is that we rationalize shit, you know?
Yeah.
So like after the first loss, I rationalized it, went again, lost again, went again. But the last one was, the thing is too, I'm so dangerous. I still hang with the best of them. So in one championship, I was like split decision losses. I was like, okay, we can fix some of these things, rationalized it, right? But then at the very end, when I asked to get released from one and fought for this Indian thing, I got like TKO'd by a girl that I beat before. And no disrespect to her, but it was just like, okay, girl, it's gone. It's gone. Yeah.
Was it like a will to fight, or is it just?
No, it was like it's crazy. Literally, whatever screws were loose, tightened. Like I was a little crazy to fight as well as I did.
Yeah.
And then life got better, and you start healing. It depends though. It depends what kind of fighter you are. For me, it was therapy for me, and I guess I just didn't need that therapy anymore because I wasn't performing as much.
That's so interesting because you know because of celebrity boxing has gotten like so big and everything else, and then you know. There's an argument of whether it's good or bad for the sport, but there's a lot of people who want to go into combat sports and they're training now or whatever. Yeah. But I think a lot of people are finding out like it takes a very specific person to go in there and want to sock somebody's face up.
That's what I'm saying. People ask me all the time and people are like, oh, Jake Paul, this and that. It has no effect on the sport. Because I tell you what, there's a clear distinction between the two. Thus why I will now do celebrity boxing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, but there's no way the two sports are going to blend.
Yeah.
He's doing it very smart, and all the social media people are doing it very smart, and I want to be a part of that entertainment world.
Yeah.
But it's not the fight world.
Oh, for sure. It's entertainment boxing, entertainment combat, right? Because a lot of these people, they don't have to actually fight other real fighters, you know, or if they are fighting.
And if they don't, it's people like me who like probably will kick your ass, but I won't kill you like I used to kill real people, you know, like real competitors. But
yeah, it's weird. Like when I watch this, you know, there's that conversation with like Jake Paul and all of them. It's like, can they fight? It's like, well, yeah, compared to the average person and all that other stuff, it's great. Yeah. But the difference is like they're not going to fight high level people, or they're going to fight people way past their prime. Yeah. And it's not to take away from them. You know, that's great that they're doing that. Yeah. But you know,
I think it's great that they're cutting the check for them. They deserve it.
Hell yeah.
Like I think people like me deserve to be on entertainment boxing. We deserve the check, and we deserve to like have fun with it. And not it be like life or death, or like, you know, it doesn't affect your, you know, your record and your title run. And
yeah, and also too, it's like, you know, as a prize fighter, why not walk away with the check that big after you've paid your fucking dues? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, that Nate Diaz fight between Jake Paul, all I could think about was, dude, Nate's gonna get another fat paycheck. Yeah. And I don't think he had any threat of getting really knocked out. So I'm like, why not? Why not walk away with a few mil for fighting an influencer? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the ones that are gonna hate, they hate anyway.
Yeah.
They hated when we were putting our lives on the line. So let us have some fun, and you could hate on that, and that barely hurts. Yeah. It hurts more when our lives were on the line, you know?
For you know when you fought Stamp, right? Yeah. What was that whole experience like?
It was like, man, I think it was one of the best performances I've had, even though I lost.
That shit was a banger.
Even though I lost.
That shit was a fucking banger, dude.
The crazy thing is I performed the best when I was supposed to lose. When I'm the underdog, I've always won. That was the only underdog fight that I've lost, but I didn't really lose. Like, it was great entertainment. But yeah, it was amazing. It was great. I love that girl.
What the fuck goes on in your head when you're fighting? Like I can't imagine. Even when like I light spar, I'm just like, I hate this. Like I'm so scared of getting hit in the face. You know what I mean? Yeah. But then when I see, because obviously when sparring starts to turn up, it's just a different beast. You know what I mean? First it's like light pitter patter, whatever, and then you get like a hard hit to the face, and then everything changes. Yeah, it's like the way you move, your shot selection, your choices. Yeah, everything is fucking different. Yeah, you know. So I think that a lot of young people, when they go in, they'll post videos of them hitting pads. It's like, those are pads. Pads aren't hitting you back. Yeah, like you might look good doing this. Yeah, but then get a person in front of you, and it's just not the same. Yeah, it's not the same. There's no threats when a pad's coming at you. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And that's what I do now. I go to gyms and I hit pads and I just work out and have fun fitness-wise. But then I look around and I'm literally like, damn, I want to hit y'all in the face so bad.
So you still got it in you.
I get invited to celebrity gyms and stuff now, and I'm like, damn, I know I can't, but I want to hit you so bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like when people like, they've saw me progress with pads and like, why don't you fight? Because I'm not a fighter. I hit pads.
Remember the time we sparred?
Yeah, we ain't doing that again. That's fucking frightening as shit.
There's a parking lot downstairs.
No, we're good. we're fucking good, dude. It's just like one of those things like people don't understand. Like I always tell people, like just because I show the fitness side of hitting pads, that doesn't mean I can fight. Like those are two very different things. Like there's clips of me like I sparred Jeff Chan and I hadn't sparred in like 2 years. Yeah. And I was like, this is not going to end well for me. You know what I mean? But Jeff Chan's very nice, but it's just like I'm so awkward because I'm not used to having a person in front of me. And for 2 years I didn't spar.
You're not desensitized yet.
Yeah, it's like
it's like if you look at those reality shows of jail, They're way worse than prison videos. Because in prison, they have a bunk, they have clothes, they already got into their routine, they have their commissary. In jail, they're like, oh shit, I've never been in jail before. This is the worst thing. And they're like freaking out because they're not desensitized yet.
Dude, one of my favorite fucking shows is when they take those kids to jail and they try to Scared Straight.
And they freak out. But put those kids in prison for 2 months, they'll be chilling.
Dude, like, Scared Straight I used to cry laughing watching that show. I would watch that shit over stand-up any day. The motherfucker's like, hold my pockets, bitch. And you see this little kid just holding his fucking pockets.
He stole like a piece of gum. And the mom's like, yeah, you little fuck.
It's like, you know what these pockets are? These are my bunny ears, bitch. I'm like, oh my God.
I wonder if they go home and their parents like reenact that. Like start punishing them. Like, wash my drawers, fucking Jonathan.
I used to watch that shit where there was this guy, I forgot what, I think his name was, it was a Mexican dude. I think he was a part of like Santa Rosa or something, but he was his name was like Dragon or some shit. And he didn't say anything, but I was scared through the TV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, this guy was in jail for murder.
Yeah, you know when you're not safe.
Yeah, I always wondered with those kids. It's like, well, you guys want to be here? Like, why do you want to do this shit? This is fucking terrible. Yeah. But some of them would just say the most ridiculous shit. They would like have them like, hey, hold out your hand.
No, but I think it's useful. I used to think like, because in the Bay where I grew up, like there would be kids that come to our school, like I got moved around. So like I'd go to school in the projects, but then sometimes I got moved to like Union City and stuff like that. My point being is, I used to think like, man, some of these like Caucasian suburban families or parents need to come to an Asian household and just come like shadow for like a week. I promise you, make your life better.
Oh yeah, dude, you could punch your kids in the face. It's okay.
Bamboo sticks, all that, you know.
No positive reinforcement.
We
only
might get
say
canceled
bad things.
for promoting this, but
no,
you know,
okay.
it
Don't
works.
worry about it.
You would have been canceled.
I would have been canceled, dude. Can't cancel me. There's nothing to cancel, dude. I don't have anything, you motherfuckers. But so now that you're retired,
yes,
what's the retired life like for you?
It's fucking safe.
Because that's the thing. Because like I see a lot of fighters who kind of after they retire, and you see it, you know, just watching UFC since like UFC 1 and on.
Yeah.
Some fighters just don't know what to do if they're not hitting somebody in the fucking face.
Well, the thing is, you know, this is like the liner right here. You know, the thing is, you have to make sure you're adding value to yourself during your career as a human. Mentally stimulating, learn new things, not just as a fighter, because if you just like grow yourself as a fighter and once you're done, you have nothing left. I'm glad I did that. I did TV, I did a lot of, you know, community work. I did a lot. So after fighting, it was like a long mourning period of like a little bit of depression for a while, like who am I?
Yeah.
But then I'm like, man, there's so many things I can do. There's so many things I can do. It's just fun. I'm just like exploring now.
Yeah, that's the thing I think is my biggest concern for all these fighters is just, you know, if all you know is going into a cage or ring or whatever and fighting somebody and this is your purpose in life, what happens when it's taken away from you? Not by choice. It's just you just get old because father time always
and
wins.
I'm lucky to have retired by choice, but some people get injured and it's like, holy crud, you know? That's like being released from prison, you're just standing outside like, with your little plastic bag, like, what do I do now?
I think that's why, like, I kind of respected Habib a lot when he left. Was that he had plenty of more fights under his belt, but he got what he needed. He made a promise to his family. He decided to leave, and no matter what anybody says to him, they can't get him out of retirement.
Man, they don't make him like him no more, huh? Like a man of his word. He said,
he goes, "Oh, I'm done.
Okay,
I'm done.
Mom, I won't do it anymore." Then just did it.
Dude, even when he was cornering all of his fighters, he goes, I'm done now. He hasn't been back.
Yeah.
He just stopped.
Yeah. What a decisive human being.
Yeah, he's literally a man of his word.
Yeah, it's so respectable. Like, when's the last time you met somebody who said, I'm going to do this, and they did it?
Shit, not even me, dude. I'm supposed to have a six-pack right now. It's been like this for fucking 35 years.
Just stop saying it then. Then you'll still be a man of your word if you just stop saying it.
I refuse. I gotta say it out loud so one day it'll happen.
Manifesting.
Even my wife, she's like, I'm like, you know what, today I'm gonna hit these ways. She goes, yeah, right. I'm like, all right, bitch. Like, let me just fucking believe in me for a second. I've said it so many times, but it's just weird because like, I feel, fighters too, it's such a specific thing to get into, because I feel like it's an everyday thing for elite fighters anyways, right? Mm-hmm. Like you make everything you do, your life choices, who you hang around with, what you eat, how you live, how you breathe. Yeah. And so one day you can, touch gold.
Yeah.
And so when I see that transition, I even start to wonder like, what are they gonna do? Because even people like
I think it's sport in general too. Like
Yeah.
I've done podcasts with NBA players that are retired, and we all go through the same thing.
Look
Because
at Jordan.
we put ourselves on the. I think you asked me what's the best thing about retirement.
Yeah.
The best thing is like I'm not being ridiculed 24/7 anymore. I live like under the radar now. You know, I want to show what I show what I want, but I keep what I want private. Because sport is just like your value is in your performance.
Yeah.
You know, like they take out. I think okay, this is not factual, but some animals they like kill, right? Or like they send off to somewhere when they're done performing. Cars they put up like, you know, they literally discard things that are no longer performing. So like that's the feeling when you're done. It's like, oh crap, like
Kind of feel used up and then chewed out.
yeah. I feel like I've literally been consumed by the public, and then yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean that's why like some, you know, MMA fans or fight fans in general are just so fucking fickle, right?
Yeah.
You love this fighter one day, one press conference, I knew he was trash. It was like, you weren't saying that literally one video ago.
Yeah.
So everybody loves, and you know.
I think it's American though, because in Asia, they, even through my losses, they were like, you're just like so courageous for even stepping in there. We just respect you. It's like a martial arts respecting. But I think it's America because we have so many options with entertainment. There's so many options that you don't value each person anymore.
Yeah.
Unless they have like a documentary.
Yeah, of course. And so, you know, even, you know, MMA started becoming super, super popular in the last like 10 years, right? Obviously with the onset of Conor McGregor, the whole Nate Diaz thing. And then on top of that, McGregor fighting Mayweather. And then pandemic happened and UFC was the only one doing sports entertainment like that.
Yeah.
And so the sport grew so much.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who have come in now and they don't even know who these fighters are.
Yeah.
And they have an opinion about them.
Yeah.
Like I've heard, you know, I read comments, people talking about for some, like Cub Swanson. It's like, do you know who the fuck Cub Swanson is? You know what I mean? They're like, oh, this guy's not, you know, he's never going to reach the top 10 or something. Like, do you know who the fuck you're talking about?
It's crazy. There's people now online because my social media doesn't really have a lot of fighting anymore. People now online who's like, oh, you should join like a fight gym or something because they see my pad work and they're like, oh, you look decent. Look at your face right now. Exactly. And I just like have to fight like every day, David, I have to fight the urge to sock somebody in the throat.
I'll tell you this, dude.
Because now I am a civilian.
I fucking love watching these gym videos of people coming into a gym and then
getting beat up.
We
manage a fighter that does that, and he's so funny at it. And there's videos online. Kevin Holland.
Oh, Kevin Holland.
Yeah, he's
really?
under our management.
I love Kevin Holland.
Oh my God. His stuff is gold.
Kevin Holland, when he was literally spanking that dude.
Yeah.
I should crack me the fuck.
He's the epitome of fuck around and find out.
Dude, bully beat down. Bring bully beat down and put Kevin Holland as the main dude.
Or put me undercover in a high school. I mean, let's be real, middle school. I'll fuck some kids up.
You know what? Like with Kevin Holland
like bullies, because they're mean these days.
Yeah, man. Like Kevin Holland too. He's just like, I mean, he lost his last fight. It was a fucking great fight though. I'll tell you that. 'Cause I'm such a big fan of his. I love his striking. That fucking cross of his, fucking chambered super tight. Pop. You can't see that shit coming at all.
Yeah.
I just thought he was going to be a little more aggressive. It was a pretty back and forth fight either way.
Yeah, I mean, it's the double-edged sword of being active, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you're on, sometimes you're off. But hey,
he's always ready for a challenge.
But if you're off, is that? I mean, something to be proud of.
I know. I mean, like with Kevin Hall, I think we just started this MMA podcast, and the only thing I felt like he was a little off was when he was talking in his the pre-fight conference. I was like, oh, he sounds a little off to me because he got a little triggered by a reporter asking him how come he doesn't care about having a belt anymore, and he got super angry. I was like, well, that doesn't sound like Kevin Holland. I was like, maybe something happened or some shit. Then, but either way,
because I think sometimes you make a decision, but then there's still parts of you that feel the other way. You know, I think he's. I've seen him train. Obviously, we work with him, and he's talented.
He is.
He can for sure make a run for the title.
185 or 170. I think he could do it. Either
and
one.
I don't think him saying. I think he was triggered because I don't think him saying that he's not worried about it means he's not going to get there. You know. I don't know, but yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp, my friends. BetterHelp is a longtime sponsor of Genius Brain because I use BetterHelp consistently. My friends, I'm telling you right now, if you're in that place where you're having a hard time falling asleep because your brain won't stop talking to you, your thoughts are constantly racing before you go to bed, well, guess what? That stupid, inappropriate thoughts in your head that keeps interrupting your good sleep is a pain in the butt. And it turns out there's one great way to make those racing thoughts go away, and it's to talk them through. Therapy gives you a place to do that so you can get out of your negative thought cycles and find some mental and emotional peace. And guess what? When you have mental and emotional peace, everything just starts to click. And that's what I'm constantly searching for at all times. I freaking love it, my friends. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Get a break from your thoughts with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/genius today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/genius. My lovely genius farts, have you ever been on the hunt for a new doctor and you ask literally everyone you know for their reco? Well, you know, a doctor who actually gets you, listens to you, and makes you feel super comfortable. And finally, after weeks of searching, you find the one. So you call your office, and they have an appointment available. Heck yeah, but then the receptionist tells you this perfect doctor doesn't take your freaking insurance. Wipe your tears away, put away the ice cream, and head over to ZocDoc to find and book the doctor who is right for you and takes your insurance. My friends, ZocDoc is the best. I don't ask my friends or random TikTok videos for health advice. I need a licensed professional that knows what they're talking about, that gets me. If you're the person who obsessively follows that super credible health expert on TikTok, or you take all the latest supplements that your mom recommends, even the ones that you don't use, or you embrace the latest diet craze because your best friend swears by it. I said breast friends, I meant best friend swears by it. Whether it's eating no carbs or all the carbs or only carbs that grows on trees. My friends, stop this nonsense. If you have to think about it, it's time to head to ZocDoc. There are thousands of top-rated doctors on ZocDoc that you can refer to. It is the best. ZocDoc is a free app where you can find amazing doctors and book appointments online. So go to ZocDoc.com/genius and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/genius. ZocDoc.com/genius.
Yeah, when he started like beating up some of these dudes, I was like, this is very satisfying.
Yeah.
Like, this is fucking great, man.
Yeah.
And I just watched a video today of somebody just coming in. He wanted to fight an MMA fighter. I'm like, do you guys even know what it feels like to get kicked in the fucking leg? It hurts so fucking bad. And I don't even understand now when people are like, oh, you'll get used to it. I was like, I haven't gotten used to it. It's been fucking like 4 years.
Have you ever been kicked by a 105 pounder?
I've been kicked. I don't care. You're not kicking me. I don't give a fuck.
I'm trying to set some.
I got kicked by Nick. Nick weighs like 145 pounds.
Yeah.
Fucking leg dead.
Yeah,
it's just dead.
That's the one decider. You can say punch or whatever with the glove, but like leg kick. If you can take a leg kick.
Oh my God, I can't take. I hate it. I hate it so much.
I don't even have nerves in my shin anymore because I did Muay Thai for a long time.
Oh my God, dude.
So my shins are like dead, and yours like. My thing is, you still have nerves on your leg. I don't have nerves anymore. That should just be the information you take away from that.
So when I remember the first day I started kickboxing, we were doing low kicks on the bag. I hit it once. A little tear came out.
Oh, the bag kicked your ass?
Yeah, the bag, just hitting the bag because it's so fucking hard on the bottom.
Yeah.
And I kicked it, and then it just felt like electricity going up my leg. And I was just looking at Nick. I was like, wait, how are we supposed to do a whole session of this? Like, this hurts.
In Thailand, there's cement bags.
Oh, why?
And you tap it so that you can kill the nerves on your shin.
Oh my God. So like after a while it started hurting less, but you know, a year later they all came back.
Yeah.
It all came back. Yeah. And then I checked the kick and there was a dent in my shin.
Yeah,
little dent.
At some point you're just like, you know what, this video is not worth it.
Yeah. I was like, God damn. When I had a little divot in my shin, I was like, dude, I'm fucking deformed. Like, what the fuck
No,
just
you're
happened?
getting stronger.
Oh my God. See, I'm not a fighter.
No.
I can't do this.
Honey, suck it up.
Listen, I love fighting for other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love training.
That's a bar.
But then getting in front of somebody and like I've only heart sparred a couple of times and I didn't even like the way it made me feel. Like, cause you're angry. Like I get mad.
You get frustrated.
You get frustrated. Like if they land on you, get frustrated. You start throwing harder. And afterwards, I just don't feel that good. I was like, oh, I'm not a fighter, dude. Like this is not my type of thing. And then you see other people where sometimes like they know like, hey, I'm not a fighter. But then if you get like a lucky punch on them, it triggers something in them. And they just start wailing on you. And I have to be like, I'm a comedian, dude. Stop hitting me so hard. You know, oh, my bad, man. It's like, you got me real good. I was like, I understand. It was lucky. You know, don't fucking beat my ass,
That's
dude.
hilarious.
They're like recording. I'm like, don't fucking record this.
That's hilarious.
Crying. I'm like, dude, there was a guy. He was like a pro fighter. And I think like, I just hit him. Like with the body shot, it was like a lucky hit. You know what I mean? He just had his guard up, and I didn't hit him hard. I just don't think he liked that somebody who wasn't a pro fighter touched him. And then, you know, he's a fighter, so I get it. But I remember he hit me with the cross so fucking hard, my neck snapped back. I looked at him, I was like, hey, what the fuck? I just started laughing. He goes, I'm so sorry. I was like, yeah, dude. You just fucking smashed my nose in.
But not all fighters are created equal. Like, there's some fighters that are trash mentality-wise and physically-wise, too. So I don't want you guys training in the gyms, the non-fighters, to, like, always adore fighters, because sometimes you have trash-ass fighters in your gym.
I definitely, when I first trained too, I got kind of caught up in, because I was just so mesmerized by people who would even just get into a ring.
That's great,
You know, and it's like, oh, this is pretty fucking awesome. But then there's also people who just aren't good, and they just have a losing record.
And they're egotistical, and they go to regular classes to spar regular people, and
and so there was this guy that I met, and he was talking, you know, pretty big about himself, saying like he had 60 amateur fights or whatever.
60?
Yeah, 60 amateur fights.
In what sport?
In MMA.
No way. It's impossible.
Well, this is the thing. I don't know these things. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, pretty enamored by it. And then he came in to train with me and my friends. This fool fucking sucked.
What's his name?
I can't say. I'll tell you after.
I'm trying to see some.
He fucking sucked. And he did. I saw a couple of it. He did have amateur, but he wasn't good. And
guys like that get green lighted in the gym.
Yeah, it's so crazy. And he was talking so big, and he got choked out by one of our friends who just started jujitsu for like a month. And he got his back taken and choked out. I was like, wait, you said you had 60 amateur matches. What is this? And that's when I realized it's like not every person is created equal. And some people just talk really big. But then, you know, for me, I'm very impressionable. I'm just like, I just started. So anything anybody tells me is truth. You know? I'm like, oh, really? If I do this, I do that.
You should have kicked his ass, David.
Well, I don't know about that.
You're pretty good, David. I've seen your videos. You're pretty good.
I'm a gentle soul, dude.
Yeah, but you push a gentle soul enough.
Well, I think for the average person, if I'm walking outside, it's not a problem. But then it's very rare that I'll be training with somebody who isn't way better than me. Just because they're very nice, and if I'm sparring with somebody who's at my level, they tend to throw a lot harder. But then if somebody who's better, they're a lot more controlled, even when I make a mistake. So I like learning from them more, and then they'll stop the session and be like, hey,
you learn more.
Yeah, and it's just nice. It's nice to be around people who are super knowledgeable and they kind of take care of you. That's why when I watch like videos of Sean Strickland, and he has his persona, but then I see all the clips of him in the gym. He's like the nicest fucking training partner ever, dude.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Dude,
he's cool. He's an idiot, but Sean Strickland definitely says some shit.
Of course.
But he always afterwards it's always a message of like, B, don't be mad at me. Every day it's hey, I love you, don't be mad at me.
Look, that fool, I don't know him personally. He's a fucking nutbag, but I'll tell you this, that fight between him and Izzy was nuts, man. That motherfucker shut Izzy down.
I knew it's a bad matchup because Izzy is not good when people pressure him, and Sean is all pressure. Dude. I've seen Sean spar people that are better than him. Like, there's like pro boxers that box better than Sean, you know? But the pressure changes you. Like, Sean just does not give a fuck.
It was weird because I was watching, and I watched like 5 or 6 times, and you know, when you're in the moment, you can't
5 or 6 times?
Yeah, because I couldn't see what was going on. And it's just like Sean wouldn't let Izzy catch his rhythm ever, you know? And then when Izzy would throw hard, Sean's still right there in the pocket. And it's like, why isn't he moving back? You know?
Yeah.
And so he would always try to move laterally, keep him in the stomach. Just real quick. Nothing real hard.
That's Izzy's kryptonite. Izzy's going to have trouble now because people
see it. Ooh! And I'm just looking at that fight, and I was amazed because he beat his ass for 5 fucking rounds.
But Sean beats people like that. Uriah Hall.
Oh, yeah.
Needs space. He's flashy.
It's all these counter strikers.
Yeah. Sean beats them, but he lost. He got knocked out by Pereira because you can't walk forward at Pereira like that. You know, it's just like, it's stylistic.
Also, that fool's a fucking heavyweight.
I knew he was going to beat Izzy. I probably should have.
I would have, dude. If you would have bet,
I should have texted you.
If you would have, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put $1,000 on this. Let me see what happens. If I win, I'm taking you out. There was like, I mean, obviously with like even like the Shevchenko. What'd you think about the Shevchenko Grasso fight?
Oh, I was there.
Oh, you were there.
Yeah, I was like on the floor. It was like one of the best fights.
It was so back and forth. Did you think Shevchenko had it?
women fucking fight. You know, they fight hard. It was just, I was enamored as a fighter watching it because they would not give up an inch.
Yeah.
Like, there was not one time where any of them were defeated or let the takedown happen. Or no, they were like, it was like, if it was a tug of war, neither of them moved an inch.
You know, Grasso's interesting because she seems to have like championship mentality, even though she's just won the belt. Like, she looks like she's been there for a hot second, which I really, really like. And I actually thought that Grasso was going to win this like nothing.
It's timing, you know, like Grasso's fought tooth and nail to get there. And Valentino's been there. So it's tough. I think I see a little bit of like the journey in Valentino that I had mentally, you know? Like, you know you have it. You know you're a champion. But hey, when
it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
And when we were doing predictions for the fight, and I thought Grasso was going to win, only because Shevchenko has been up there for so fucking long, and she's kind of reminding me of like Amanda Nunes towards the tail end. And Nunes was smart because when she got that belt back, she defended it once. She goes, you know what? I have nothing left to prove. For Shevchenko, she has that same Amanda Nunes route, but she's like almost 38. It's like, I mean, what left? What more do you have left? She's 35? I thought she was like 37 right now.
No, she's 35.
Really?
Yeah, she's around my age.
White people don't age well, huh? Oh, shit.
Yeah, she fought around my time. She debuted MMA with me on Legacy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've been friends for a long time.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Women's MMA has evolved so much because when you talk about the first when Dana White was like, women will never fight.
I fought in bars.
Oh my.
Yeah, we warmed up in parking lots. I fought in bars. Yeah, it was crazy. I fought in parking lots.
That's so crazy. Like, when I see how good like female fighters have gotten up to this point, like, because before it was a thing of like, I don't want to watch any women fight.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of like people were saying that. Even I was like that in the beginning.
Yeah.
But then you just see the evolution, and now it's like women are becoming like the most technical fighters, and they're so fun to watch.
Look at animals in the wild. Women protect. Women fight.
Oh, the lioness.
Men gather and they hunt, but yeah, the women protect.
Yeah, when we see
So
like these.
don't fuck with our, you know, our spot. Look at how hard they fought in that main event.
Oh, it was so good. And, you know, I think a lot of people slept on this event because it was a fight night. But when I was looking at the card, I was like, oh, this is going to be a banger, dude. Like,
Yeah,
this
it was a good one.
It was such a good fucking fight card,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I don't know. Do you think
was
you'll
happy
ever
about
miss like the spotlight of going in that octagon?
You know, I miss fighting all the time. I'll fight right now. But I do not miss the fight camp. People don't understand how much it tears and wears you down. The fight camp is why I retired, not the fight.
I want to ask you about
Oh,
that.
the fans and the fight camp.
The weight cut stuff. What is that whole experience like?
Torture?
Oh, is it? Okay. See,
No, it is.
Yeah, 'cause
It is literal torture because you know that if you hold out, you'll be rescued. If you just hold out, that scale will hit. If you just hold out, you'll make weight. If you just hold out, you'll fight. If you just hold out, you'll be able to eat again. If you just hold out, you'll be able to get a drop of water after weigh-ins.
holy shit, dude.
And when you're getting tortured, you're just like, you gotta like hold out, you know, until you get rescued.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, it's literal like mental, the highest of mental toughness.
Yeah, because when I
There's a weight
saw
cut.
that little docu-series of, what's her face? Gigantic woman.
Chris Cyborg.
Yes.
Well, she was crying.
Dude, that shit, like,
But she's probably cut the most weight of all women.
she looked like she like 200 pounds all season. That girl fucking huge, dude.
Yeah, she's huge.
And so when she was just sitting there, just bawling her eyes out, I
Yeah.
felt terrible for us. Like, is this
Yeah.
what fighters have to
I
go
mean,
to?
people have died.
Oh, that's fucking nuts to me.
People have died. That's why I went to one championship where I didn't have to cut water. But yeah, people have died. Like my last 105 fight, I got dropped 3 times. And in fight week, I was dizzy. I could barely stand up at weigh-ins. And you could see the picture.
Shit.
Yeah, you could see the picture of me where I just look like nothing.
That's why I wonder, like, fighters like Kamaru Usman, like, how the fuck does he get down to 170?
Yeah, it's
that
insane.
guy is gigantic.
McGregor does it pretty bad too.
Yeah.
does it
Hey,
really
he's
bad.
never gonna go back to 145. He's
Yeah, but
so
I have like acid reflux. I'm severely lactose intolerant. I can't eat oil much.
big. Oh, for real?
Yeah, and if I cheat, I know that I'm gonna have 3 days of heartburn.
Oh shit.
Yeah, my stomach is fucked.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
What the fuck? You should have third world stomach. The fuck are you talking about?
I know.
Asian people shouldn't have these problems.
I started out with it, and then I started out with third world stomach, and then I ruined it with fighting.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean.
My sisters could probably eat plastic. Like, you know.
Dude, my buddy Bart, this fool has never been constipated or had diarrhea ever in his life. He doesn't know what it's like. So I only found out in a conversation. I was like, dude, I fucking had diarrhea like crazy yesterday. He goes, dude, I don't even know what that's like. I'm like, shut the fuck up. He goes, no, I don't. I've never had diarrhea or I've never been constipated.
Yeah.
And
I can't eat a lot of shit. It's so sad. It's the saddest thing.
That's how you stay fit, though. I could eat literally everything, dude. I don't even know when I'm full. I just eat because it's there. It's just like, oh, this is food? Let me just eat this shit.
So you just keep going and you don't get sick.
You know what it is, man? Like,
I'm so jealous of you right now.
Trust me, you're not, girl. Listen.
I literally watch videos of you eating. Is that creepy? Was that?
No.
It's not sexual, but
No. Listen.
Like, just you guys eat such like all the food I cannot eat.
Look, it's a good thing and a bad thing, right? Like, cause I'll try to eat anything at least twice, even if I don't like it, right? Mm-hmm. The thing about it is like when you really like food, it's like it's not for nourishment anymore.
Yeah.
It's just for fun.
You never did you did food reviews, right?
Yeah, well, I did a food Netflix show called The Best Leftovers Ever.
I remember that actually. I remember that.
We did that. I was doing food reviews and stuff. It's just like the marketplace has become so saturated that this is the thing. It's not that it's saturated, it's that it's in order for me to do something, there has to be a challenge. Yeah. Like me sitting around talking about food isn't challenging. I just do it anyways. You know what I mean? It's like, so how did you think? It's like nothing. This is just what I do on a regular basis. Yeah. You know, so even if I made money from it, if I became successful off it, it does zero for me.
Yeah, but I'm just like, I've been looking for Asian food. If you guys know, comment below. Asian food reviewers. Because these American ones are blowing up. Mm-hmm. But like, you don't have my taste. You don't know what and then they'll start eating and they're like, oh, I've never had liver before. I'm like, I turn that off now. I'm not taking food reviews from you.
I mean, there's definitely a lot. I mean, the food space now, a lot of these people, what I'm finding out, they don't even really eat food like that. They don't even like food like that. Yeah. They just know that it's content and that it's pretty. Yeah. I've seen people take a bite and then just put the food aside. Yeah. Like if I review food, that food's gone. Like, there's no.
I think it's gone when you're not reviewing food.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like sometimes, dude. Let me tell you this. Like, this is literally the fattest fucking thing. I remember there was a point where I was like, oh, people want to know these spots that I eat, so I should take a photo of these of the food and then post it, right? Mm-hmm. Well, fucking 2 weeks straight of me going out to eat, I kept forgetting, so I just ate the food and it was an empty plate. I'm like, fuck, I forgot to take the photo.
Oh,
so I was like, all right, we'll do it for dinner. And I would eat the food. I'm like, fuck, I forgot to take the photo. So I just kept going out to eat for 2 weeks and I just kept forgetting to take the photo, so I just gave up. I'm like, I just eat. Like
that's me when people are like, get content, because I think I do cool stuff throughout my days and my travels, and people like get content. I'm like, but shit, I was just living. Yeah. Damn it, I forgot to record.
But that's the thing, though. That's probably the healthiest thing to do. Yeah. Sometimes with like people that I'm around, they also forget, and they're actually very mindful of me because I don't mind it. Yeah. But sometimes people can be really excessive with it, right? Yeah. Like one time I was having dinner with a friend and we were all joking, talking around, and then he was like, hey, man, like, oh, I didn't get to record that. Can y'all, like, pretend like you're having fun?
Yes, I've had that.
And I looked at it.
This is why I turn down every influencer invite, because they send us invites. Yeah, I'm sure you get them.
Oh, I never
And I'm just like, I've been in places where I'm just like in awe, like, am I living on the same planet? Like, this is so scary.
I remember this one joint I went to, and this people were this shit. He was like, yo, we out here, baby. Fucking, my life's a movie.
And you know what's crazy? Your favorite influencers are so boring. Let me tell you, I've hung out with them in person.
They're really boring.
They are so boring. Unless the camera's on, they are so boring.
What? Zero life experience?
Except for that Kai kid. He's funny.
Who's Kai?
I hung out with that guy before. The guy that does the 24/7...
he's the streamer kid.
The Twitch, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
But everybody else, boring.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of develop their online persona, so their personal self-development isn't there. Yeah. And so a lot of these people too, like...
I wonder what it'll be when things change.
I mean, a lot of them just go crazy. Like, because I've been in this space for so long.
You're an OG, dude.
Yeah, I've been here for like, 12, 13 years now. And so like for some of these dudes, like you talk to them and they don't know who they are. Yeah. And by the way, it's not. They'll be doing it for 4 years, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do," because their views start to drop a little bit. I mean, they made the money, but like being in this space has only reiterated that money does not make you happy.
Yeah.
Money makes life easier, but happiness and that can be two very distant things.
But when you're happy and you have money, that's
that's even better.
Yeah, but it doesn't bring it for sure.
Yeah, and so a lot of these guys are just, they kind of fed off being recognized the most, having people come up to them 24/7.
Yeah.
And, you know, when that starts to disappear a little bit, I mean, they'll always be recognized here and there, but they don't know what their next move is. And the next thing you know, they're trying to reinvent themselves and it's not working because people don't want that stuff from them. That's why I always tell like young creators, just do whatever the fuck you want. Like, who the fuck cares? Just do whatever. You know what I mean? And they're like, well, what's hot right now? Fuck that. Just do whatever the fuck you want. If it pops off, it pops off. And then just dedicate your life to that type of stuff. And so now, like, I'm meeting all these people. I was like, dude, like, I'm worn out. I was like, how long have you been doing this for? They're like, 2 years. I'm like, bitch, 2 years?
David, how long have you been doing it?
Well, stand-up I've been doing since I was 16.
Yeah. So like, but like when you started going on social media more?
I've always been bad at social media though. So like, it's hard to say. Like, well, let's say YouTube has been 13 years, 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
But social media was really something I was never really good at.
Yeah.
I just posted whatever. You know what I mean? There was never no game plan of like, if I post this, it's going to get a lot of views. It just happened to get a lot of views.
Yeah.
Like even my Instagram now, how often do I post? Not much, you know? People are posting 2-3 times a day, which is smart for the algorithm. Post what, once every week?
But you know what makes me kind of mad though? That every time I come to your podcast, there's not like a table full of fucking Asian food on here.
Listen, okay. If there was food here,
we wouldn't be talking.
We wouldn't be talking. It's just me doing this.
I'm like, damn, where's the food, David?
You know how I forget to take photos? I forget we're doing a podcast.
That's true. That's true.
I can't. Yeah, but like, we do have a food show with me and Tim where we do eat on it. So some people hate it because like, stop chewing in the mic.
No, I love y'all. I hate y'all though. Y'all are complete idiots, but I love y'all.
Our podcast is super fun because there's no rules. We just say whatever, do whatever, talk about whatever.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the content that I've always created is solely based on the fact that if I enjoy it, and that's the only thing that I care about.
Yeah.
Because my logic behind that is that if I just wanted to make money, there's a lot easier routes than doing this.
Yeah.
Like this route is not easy. Like you have
It's hard.
You have to be on your shit 24/7. You're your own business. You're making you have to make smart choices.
Right.
If I just had a career, let's say I went into investment banking or whatever, then it's a very difficult life, but so is this, but at least I know where the paycheck's coming.
I think that's what people don't understand. Is like, this is why I have a lot of followers and I don't utilize it at all because it's hard work.
Yeah.
Like what you guys do is hard and I don't think I'm built for it.
Yeah, so like even for me, like I entertain every type of comment. You know, people always ask, is like, do you get a lot of negative comments or what? How do you deal with it? It's like, there's nothing to deal with.
Yeah.
Like there's literally nothing to deal with. If you don't read it, or even if you do read it, which I do read it, right? Okay, so they didn't like what I said.
Yeah.
I said it though. Yeah. So I have to be responsible for the things that I say.
Yeah.
People have a choice whether they like it or dislike it. That's what makes it entertainment. Sometimes when people come into this space, they want to dictate what people like and don't like. It doesn't fucking matter. That's why it's an artistic space. People have a choice to like you or fuck with you or not. Yeah. You just have to be okay with it.
And sometimes people change their mind.
They always do. Like sometimes people I'm like everybody's best friends and then there's another comment, dude, I expected more from you. Why?
Hands on the hips.
I expected more from you. You expected more from what? From me? I don't expect shit from myself.
I don't expect shit from you, Dave.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're better than this. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not better than this.
I'm really not.
I'm really not. What the fuck are you talking about? I might say a few smart things here and there.
Yeah.
Other than that, I say take everything I say with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
I'm just a fucking goofy, dumb guy, right? And I just talk about my personal life experiences.
Yeah.
Like even when we have this MMA podcast, we call it the casuals. You know why? Because half of my facts are incorrect because I don't remember any of these fights.
I would love to go on that.
Please.
Is it only casuals that go on?
No, you could come. We want fighters. We want anybody on. It doesn't fucking matter. So,
okay, don't say that and then invite me. Anybody. We don't give a shit who's on there.
We don't give a fuck who it is. There's no height requirement.
Even you. You fuck outside right now.
No, don't do that. Don't, please don't. But yeah, like when we talked, like on the last podcast too, I kept on fucking up Dan Ige and Rob Font because I keep switching those two.
Oh my god, he's my teammate.
Dude,
he hates that.
Well, it's because stylistically they both have an amazing jab.
Yeah.
So when I see them fight, I keep fucking flipping them around, right? Because for me, I love people who manage distance with jabs. It's very difficult in MMA, especially when the kick's available.
Yeah.
So when I see those two fight, like it's my favorite.
Dan's got that like serial killer scary thing going on because Like, actually, he's my teammate, but I actually never talk to him.
Oh, really?
But I don't know if he talks to people. Like, he comes to the gym quiet, works. Of course, he has close friends and hangs out outside, but, like, he comes to the gym quiet.
Straight to work.
Works out forever and then leaves, like, just stone face. And I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
hi.
I know. Hi, Dan. Don't fucking talk to me.
Yeah.
Like, okay, good morning.
Get this bitch away from me.
I know. There's some people, that's like on the podcast, I kept calling Danny Gay Rock fought, and I kept fucking up their fights. So I'm mixing up who they fought.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not just the way that they look. They both utilize the jab beautifully.
Yeah, they're good.
And that's what I know them for.
good.
You know what I mean? And so I was just
good.
like, oh, this is why it's called the casuals, because I keep fucking up the information. I kept calling fucking Jeremy Stevens, fucking Josh Emmett. I kept fucking flipping those two for some reason.
They're nothing alike.
I know, but I just flipping out between those names.
I want to see like a sample of Josh Emmett's like skin layer.
What?
If there's any fucking nerves in there, because that guy is just like. He just walks through everything.
He's a Sacramento
But then again,
dude.
I do too. But the thing is, in my career, when it looks like I'm walking through shit, I'm inside crying. Like during the Sam fight, my ear was ripped off. They had to sew it back on. My what is this? Sternum was cracked.
Oh, I was like, your titty?
From a knee.
She popped your
My titty was cracked. Fucking tits got cracked.
Your sternum got cracked?
Yeah, it was like what is it called? Something fracture, like a minor, whatever it's called.
I don't give a fuck. Your sternum got cracked? I didn't know your sternum can get cracked in a fight.
She kneed me so hard in my fucking sternum. Yeah. And then she elbowed me so hard that this part ripped off, and we spent like 4 hours in the hospital after getting sewn on by 4 doctors. Yeah, the crazy thing is, you know what I should do? I should start storytelling, because the stories fighting in Asia is crazy. The ambulance that took me, so in Asia, there's no NBA, no NFL, whatever, right? So we are like it. So, and then they kind of like put you on like really high pedestal in Asia, not like celebrities here, right? But they're in the ambulance, we're driving. The ambulance runs over or like hits 3 fucking
Get the
scooters.
fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not dying. Please stop him. No, he might be dead now.
They have to pick up the people on the scooters and put them in the ambulance.
I was like, oh, my corner was like, he was laughing. He thought it was funny. He was like, whoa, this is great, B. Look at you. You're so important. I was like, no, please stop hitting people. You're stressing me out.
Holy shit. Where was this fight at?
It was in the Philippines, Manila.
Oh my God.
And if you've been to Manila, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know? Yeah, they hit 3 scooters on the way in. Like, I'm passing people with like, I don't know, like near death things just to go in, and 3 doctors are sewing my ear in. I was like, I'm an asshole.
Wow.
I was like, this is terrible.
They're like, no, we got to fix this fight. They're very important to us.
Yeah.
Hey, that's kind of nice though. That's kind of nice.
They put my ear back on.
That's fucking. Yo, when I see how well they stitch up fighters, it's like it looks like you never had a scar.
I have 38 stitches on my. I don't know which camera I'm looking at. I have 38 stitches on my face.
Really?
38.
You would never know.
Yeah. Well, including my ear.
Holy shit! I could
38
fucking.
Stitches. You look like you have a bunch of nothing.
This is this bitch. I call her short once, and the older she's called me a fucking Mr. Potato Face and shit. That was fast. You sure you haven't fought your whole life? You sure? You got punched a lot in that face. Jesus Christ, dude.
My lovely genius brain listeners, this podcast is brought to you by NordVPN. My friends, if you are surfing the interwebs without NordVPN, you are out there unprotected, and you need to protect yourself because there are just a bunch of things online that snoop it around for your information. And guess what? NordVPN has your back. Easy to use. All you have to do is connect with one click, or you can enable auto connect for 0-click protection. Makes it super natural, so you don't have to think twice about it. It just auto connects whenever you're using your phone. 5,700 plus servers in 60 countries. Find a server near you for better speed, or connect to a faraway location to freely explore the internet safely. Amazing speed is confirmed by the speed test. NordVPN is the fastest VPN out there. 6 devices on every major platform: Windows, Android, iOS, macOS, and Linux. Even your Android TV supports NordVPN, my friends. So what are you doing? This is clearly a no-brainer. Exclusive thing for y'all. Grab the NordVPN deal at nordvpn.com/geniusbrain and get extra subscription time. Try it risk-free now with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring our show.
No, yeah, I don't know. It's also like the skin. Like I think I just heal well. If you see like my friend Topic, let me say it correctly. Sorry, he's like a Muay Thai legend. You can see his scars. He's Caucasian.
That's like a Cheeto. He doesn't bleed.
Oh, yeah.
His face is made out of like baseball mitt skin or some shit. I don't understand how he doesn't elbows to the face.
And like my teammates or my fighters who are black, they don't really like bruise after a fight. They look fine. Maybe
they
swollen.
bruise. You just can't see it. That's all.
Yeah, but then I was like, that's fucked up. Like after every fight, I look crazy. And also, you know how? Well, you know. Our eyes don't have sockets, you know? So every fight, my eyes like swollen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like when Izzy had that fucking mouse, you couldn't even see the bruise, but he had a fucking fat mouse on his eye.
That's why casuals are always like, oh, she looks fucked up. I'm like, dude, it's genetics.
Fine. All right, my sternum got cracked. All right, don't trip. All right. When you're in a fight, right? Do you feel all these things, or is the adrenaline so high you just kind of say, fuck it, let's go?
You feel everything, but the adrenaline's so high that your brain, like you know it hurts. I'm like, well, fuck, that's gonna hurt later, or oh shit, I can't see, but or oh crap, there's blood all in my eyes.
Yeah.
But no, like you don't have time to like feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's most of my life.
Nah, man.
I don't have time to feel.
If I ever do a fight,
if you're Asian, raised by Asian parents, you know what that feels like.
All I know is that
feeling.
If I ever was an MMA fighter, I'm kicking people in the nuts because
it's illegal.
It doesn't matter. I need the break. So
it's illegal.
It's like, is this guy kicking him in the nuts on purpose just so he could get a breather? Bow, real quick.
Or you
give me 5
pretend
minutes.
you got kicked in the nuts. But I've been kicked in the vagina so many times. And one time I dropped her while she kicked me in the vagina. Because I was pissed. I was like, we'd never get a break.
Yeah.
Like, it hurts. You know it hurts us, right?
They don't give you a break for fucking vagina kicks?
No.
Why?
They don't even, the ref doesn't even acknowledge it.
Really?
Yeah. Sorry.
Holy shit. Get a little uppercut, huh? That shit's, we call that a clam slam. That shit fucking sucks, huh?
Wow. You know what? I corner fighters. Can you write like a few of these down?
Okay.
I need some code like moves.
Do the Davis So move, get kicked in the pussy and take a break.
Yes. Do it. No, we don't get that.
That's crazy,
yeah,
dude.
and it hurts. It's like, you know.
You know what? You didn't fucking tell me the last time you were here? You were on fucking Survivor?
Yeah.
When was that?
2019, 18.
Holy shit. Wait.
It's on Netflix. Our season's on Netflix.
What made you go on Survivor? You were an active fighter.
Yeah. I went on Survivor before I fought for the world title in my pro, the first one.
So how did this happen? Like, how did they approach?
They recruited me. They're like, oh, do you want to go on this dating show? And I was like, no. Do you want to go on The Bachelor? No. Like, I'm not interested in any of that. And they were like, oh, I know what she would be interested in. Do you want to go on Survivor? And I didn't know what it was. I had to watch it.
Oh,
I had no idea what it was, but I was like, so they called me the same day I got the call that my dad died. It's the same day I got the call that they were going to fly me out.
Really?
To Survivor, yeah. And so when I did the last casting call, well, I don't have to audition, but I did a last casting call at CBS. I was cutting weight, went to fight, won. I beat Cassie Robb that week, so if you saw it. My dad passed away that week, and I went and beat Cassie Robb. Then I flew to Fiji and filmed the show.
What the fuck? That is crazy.
Yeah.
Wait.
Insanity.
How did you deal with that?
I didn't. That was the thing. That's why I didn't last long on the show, because I was so fucked up in the head.
How long did you last?
4 spots, so like
that's pretty good.
16 days, right before the merge, and I could have stayed, but I tore my MCL. But they would have let you. The thing is, they would let you stay and not do challenges. You know, like just do the whole show. But I didn't want to. I just wanted out because like I knew I had a fight right after, and I didn't want to ruin it anymore. And I kind of panicked, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So everybody says I technically quit. So the Survivor community says that, but yeah, I was just like, dude, my knee's fucked. I'm out.
What is the objective of Survivor? I haven't seen it since like the first season.
Staying till the very end. But the thing is, like, you know what I was very bad at? The social aspect of it. Like stabbing people in the back and lying. I was not good at that. And I'm kind of proud of that, but yeah, I was not good at that at all.
You can just tell them, like, off camera, it's like, you know, in real life, I could actually fucking kill you.
No, they made me sign. So my contract was a little longer than everyone else's. They made me sign, like, I will literally be sued for, like, $10 million if I hit anyone, pushed anyone, or whatever. Like, just like in real life, I would get in more trouble than you.
Yeah.
Well, actually, my license is suspended, so if you see me in real life,
it's different.
I can kick your ass now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I had an extra contract on my Survivor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was their main concern.
Dude, one of my favorite shows is actually Naked and Afraid.
They asked me to go on that.
Would you have done that?
The bugs. Well,
this is what I wonder too.
I can't be naked.
That's what I'm saying. Like for girls too, it's like
I just need underwear.
Period and whatnot. Like
I was on my period on the show for like 2 days.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was terrible.
That is fucking crazy.
It's terrible.
Dude, Naked and Afraid. Like I remember this one episode. There's a guy named Forrest something, but he's basically he does wildlife shit. And in the first episode, he just walks in and sees the girl. He just wants to break the ice, so he just walks up to her, just fucking dick out dancing.
Oh my god!
And I'm like, dude, I don't think that's the move.
I don't think that's the move.
Bro.
That'd be funny though if she went like this back.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the greatest season ever.
She hated him, but she was kind of a bitch, but nobody liked her.
But that's the thing, being naked with another person, and then I think it's just being naked. I think my biggest fear is like things crawling in me.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, oh god.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like I had my underwear on the whole time on Survivor. Mm-hmm. We were never naked.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
And then there's just like that.
But the breath. Oh, David.
Oh, that's the other thing I was thinking about.
Everybody's like, what's the worst? No, showering in the ocean's okay because the salt, it's fine. The breath. There's nothing you can do to get rid of the bad breath. And it's like layers of bad breath.
Oh my god.
And then you don't get desensitized, you don't get immune to it. You smell it every day.
Oh my god.
It's so bad.
I could never look. There was an episode of Naked and Afraid where the person was on the boat going to the island. He gets there and he goes, nope. He goes back in. I'm like, oh, that's me. I would sit there just, David, 4 years of YouTube wildlife fucking experience.
My God.
And
YouTube wildlife.
And you see me cutting trees and shit. On the first episode, I get on the island. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't. And I just go back and I just go off. So in that episode, they had to bring a previous contestant to fill his spot.
Somebody did that on our season. Am I allowed to say this? Yeah, I'm not under contract anymore. Somebody was in. They had to get replaced because before the show starts, you consult my lawyers. Before the show starts, you have like this 3 days where you're prepping, right?
Yeah.
But you cannot speak. Because if you speak, you might like create allies or like talk to like each other, get to know each other or find out secrets about each other or whatever. So they don't want the game to start until you get on the island. So 3 days before it starts, you're silent. You're forbidden from spending too much time together, like physically, and speaking, like literal speaking.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so it just freaked him out. And he was like, I'm out of here. I can't do this. If this is like anything like it, and it got worse, honey. Good thing. It got worse. Good thing he quit. But yeah, and then somebody, they have alternates that go in.
I mean, they have to, because if not, the show would just fucking end.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of like, I mean, I think for people who just don't do television, reality TV show isn't reality TV show. There's a lot of things that are set up, right?
Yeah, except for the Survivor part.
Yeah, that part's real.
That was so real.
Like for example, like people don't know, like when they go on to these like wilderness shows, right? They go, oh, they just go straight out there. It's like, no. There's like a whole month of prep.
There's so many things.
They have to warn them about the animals in the area.
Yeah, we had to get trained, about like, poison and all that stuff. Because the only thing that was provided to us was a bag of rice, but we didn't eat while I was on there because it started raining. So there's no firewood. So the bag of rice was useless. Somebody told me you can eat rice raw and it'll just like open up in your stomach. And I was like,
I don't know about that.
I was like, I've been cutting weight for 6 years. I think I got this.
And also too, like that shit's like little rocks. They're like pebbles. They're so fucking hard.
It's really bad. Oh my God, David, I want to see you on the island.
No, let me tell you something. I got so obsessed with like Naked and Afraid and all these Survivor shows. There was a certain point where I just kept making fires out of nowhere.
I feel like your wife would love to watch you on one.
Oh, she knows I want to survive, but she used to get mad because I got one of those flint starters because I got super obsessed with it. So I got like crazy.
It's really hard.
Hey, let me tell you something. I was like collecting.
Did you start a fire?
Multiple times.
Really?
With the flint thing, whole thing. I just got the right tinder. I watched so much of the show.
You're just like, David's just like naked in his backyard, squatting over a fire.
Dude, when I was walking around and this fan came up to me like, what's up, David So? And this fool caught me because I was like collecting pine cones.
Oh my God.
I was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm collecting pine cones in case I need to survive. This guy's like, all right, well, he unsubscribed for sure.
For sure. Some weird,
I was collecting
weird
pine
cold shit.
like needles and stuff, and I just started lighting on fire and shit.
Yeah.
I was like obsessed with trying to learn how to do this shit.
Look
But
like
then I watch it for reals, and it's actually the only reason why it caught on fire because the conditions are perfect. It was dry and hot as hell.
We didn't have fire.
Oh my God, how? Mosquitoes.
And then at night it was freezing and wet because it was raining, and obviously our roof, and then it was a cyclone. So our roof blew off. And the best part that you guys don't see is that we're like hugging on each other. I'm hugging people I fucking hate and would never talk to. Yeah. Hugging, right? And then right in front of you, like where you guys are now, the camera is like this, like the crew in fucking North Face jackets, umbrella, eating bars and crackers, and like we eventually forget they're there, but like during these times you're like looking at them like, hey.
Yeah.
People are like, do they cut when people get hurt? No. Nope. When it was freezing, no, they were filming us.
Oh my God. Yeah. There's one show where, they kind of have a loose crew, but then a majority of the time you're responsible for your own footage. So it's you and a camera, and they give you a charging port just for the batteries, and you have to record your fucking self, and that's like a part of the contract. And so the only time the other camera crew comes in is like intermittently in between. So you actually most of the time you're actually
Is it
by
alone?
yourself. I think it's alone. You're actually by yourself.
No, but those are pros. This is like throwing regular.
Yeah.
There was an 18-year-old on in my tribe.
Hey, no
and
way.
Like she got pneumonia.
Of
was
course.
Throwing up green water. Like, yeah.
Holy
shit.
And
they were just like, nope, we're not coming to get you. Nope.
Yeah, I can't do that shit. The moment I landed, I'm thinking about steak. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, there's nothing out here, man. I probably cried.
I was fine with the surviving. It's the people. There was this one guy that like asked me if I knew how to speak Chinese, and like,
oh no,
he didn't say America, he said America, and I just like, it's just like, oh, the people.
What the fuck?
My cast is just watching this right now, like,
like, oh, me and B, we were great friends. Yeah. Hey, wait, hold on a second.
No, they know. My people know. I keep it real.
That's the hard part. The socializing part has to be really difficult. Like being around people that you just don't want to be around mentally is so fucking exhausting.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of, when you're younger and you kind of are around people you don't like only just because you want to keep the peace.
Yeah.
But as you get older, you ain't got to keep no peace.
I don't know how you grew up, but when I got into my family, I was like, no, I want to pick a new one. Like, y'all suck.
Yeah.
Like, just like.
I mean, for me.
It's like that. Your tribe on the show is like that. Actually, I was looking at, so they put me, MMA fighter, elite athlete, into the David tribe. It's David and Goliath. Oh. And all the fans were like, why is B on the David tribe? It's because I'm short.
Yeah.
And I think because my story, my backstory. Yeah. But then I would watch, during the physical competitions, I was always the head. Like, I was always the one to, like, win the competition for my team. I love my team. They're sweet, but I was always the one. And then I would look across at all these, like, athletes, and because the Goliath team was, like, more like me, and I was like, damn, I'm on the wrong fucking. I was like, what the fuck?
Did you? I mean, I'm guessing they would always try to split it up into where it'd be kind of even, where it would be competitive. They didn't care.
No, they didn't care. The theme was David versus Goliath, but that's why our season was so good. And it was like the only one on Netflix, I think, and we got nominated for Emmy. It's really good. Yeah.
We were talking about this earlier, where I kind of like watching like fish out of water type of things. Like, when people go, I'm going to train to be an MMA fighter for a month. And I'm just like, dude, you're pretty gangster to even try that shit. And then you see them like do like a Tiger Muay Thai, like 1 week camp. Yeah. And then they're just hospitalized. They're like,
our favorite thing is amateur tryouts. Us pro fighters. You'll see, like, at XC and at Tiger, you'll see the pro fighters all line up, UFC fighters sitting there, like, with popcorn. Because all the amateur fighters would, like, spar each other, and then they'd run them through, like, this horrific conditioning class that we don't even do. Oh. It's like hazing.
Like, is this what you guys do? It's like, no.
No, we tell them, we lie to them. We're like, oh, yeah, if you can't do this, motherfucker, you can't do shit.
Dude, that Tiger Muay Thai.
I did that 4 times yesterday.
When I watch Tiger Muay Thai tryouts, I'm like, hell no. Yeah. Absolutely no fucking way.
The funny thing is, we were at Tiger Muay Thai amateur tryouts, and there's this fighter, me and her actually used to be best friends. We're not friends anymore, but her name's Casey O'Neill. She's a really good fighter in the UFC. But she needed a body, so I was just watching, and I was like, oh, fuck, I'll just, she was an amateur then. I was like, all right, I'll just come in. fucking, I was like, dang, should have stayed in my place because this is a young girl trying to like make it. And I'm just like, sure, I probably just ate ice cream or something.
Yeah.
And then she dumped me on my fucking head and my whole arm dislocated.
Oh, shit.
I was like, yeah, I should just like watch for the side. I already paid my dues. I should not have done this.
I mean, that's the thing too. It's like when I watch like young and hungry fighters, like the thing that they have the most on their side is that they don't have the experience to be a little wary of what's going to happen, right? And so they kind of go out on their shield whenever they want.
Yeah.
And so I like sometimes watching like the young fighter fight the experienced fighter because the experienced fighter is more paced.
But the young fighter is more dangerous.
Oh yeah, they don't give a fuck.
I always get hurt by like, and also like it's very dangerous in Tiger Muay Thai. There was this Russian girl that like literally broke my elbow.
What the fuck?
Yeah, she didn't tell any of us she was a judo black belt. She broke my elbow, and then she went on Facebook and said, "Oh, I LOL, I broke Killer Bee's whatever." She was like, "So people like come after you." You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't really,
that's
can't really just spar with anyone.
People like getting a name, you know what I mean? I think that was like the hard part but I'm very vocal, so I won't just sit there and just trade with somebody. Like, you know, when I would show up and I'm just trying to train at these random places and they see like a YouTuber and I see them trying to record it and I just stop and was like,
yeah, because they want to say they beat up David So.
I was like, hey, you're not going to turn me into a highlight. I just started 2 months ago. You know what I mean? Like,
no, the girl posted it and there was like 0 likes. And then at the gym, after she did it, she looked around and nobody gave a shit. Yeah. Like, I was like, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, there was like times too where like, you know, friends would invite me to their gyms or whatever when I'm training and there's this one guy that you could tell he's just like trying to hit me a lot harder. And I stopped. I was like, hey.
Yeah.
I'm a funny guy. Yeah. Don't hit me, you know? And then they feel bad.
Sometimes I feel like you're full of shit with that, though, because I've seen you hit bad and stuff. You look good.
Well, if it's time for that, it's time for that, right? Yeah. But most of the time, I just don't like doing it. It doesn't make me feel good, right? Because it puts me in a bad mood. Yeah. Because when you're fighting somebody, your headspace is different. Yeah. It's like, it's kill or be killed. Yeah. So even if you're going
That's
like...
That's my slogan.
Oh my God. It's like, you know, let's say you go 50%, right? It still hurts. Yeah. But the 50% always goes into 75. Yeah. No matter what. Yeah. And so then it's like I'm in a pissed off mood and now we're swinging. Yeah. And then afterwards, I don't feel like dabbing up anybody. I just want to go in a corner and be like, oh my God.
And the crazy thing is when you get into those, like I look at amateurs or low level pros like kill each other. And then me or like experienced people like me, Misha Tate and I talk about it, Claudia Gadelha, we all talk about it and we're just looking at them like, there's not like nobody cares. Yeah. Like you don't get a win. Your arm's not getting wet. No fans, no money, and we're just like nobody cares. Like why did you just do that to yourself?
Yeah, there was one time like this was like a year ago, and because I sparred with Jeff Chen, really light, very fun, but I saw the footage. I was like, oh, I'm terrible. So I just wanted to keep sparring again because I just missed the whole time. Yeah. It's been so long. Yeah. And then when you also fight somebody who's a pro, they just can see everything coming, you know? So I was like, oh, let me just start sparring a little again. So I just stopped flinching at least and stopped getting back. But then, you know, you start getting a little better. And these guys who are so nice to you in the beginning, and then they're teaching you things, and then you start doing the stuff they teach you, they get mad. I'm like, you taught me this. It's like, don't get mad. You should be happy for me. It's not like I'm not recording these sessions. So it's like the ego thing of a fighter, I understand. But sometimes it would just be like, that's why I always have to stop. It's like, hey, man.
It's rough. But if you're training and you want to get rid of flinching and whatever, it's all acceptance.
Yeah.
Just accept that you're gonna get hit.
That was the hard part for me.
Accept that you know, like it's gonna happen, and then when you get there, you're not surprised. You know?
Yeah, that's what Jeff was telling me too. It's like, hey, during these light sessions, like we're just having fun. You're not gonna get knocked out. Yeah. Like you don't need to flinch. Like nothing's gonna happen to you. Yeah. You know, just be okay with it. Yeah. But then, you know, verbally saying it to me at the time, it was just hard because you know, it's been a couple of years since I ever had a fist in my face. Yeah. And then, you know, I watched Jeff's videos, you know, since I liked MMA. Yeah. So it was just like a really cool experience. But being around somebody like him who watches after you versus somebody else who just doesn't care about you is so different, you know? Because I'm expecting for people to treat me like he treated me. Yeah. But then other people just don't have that sometimes.
I actually haven't found like an MMA gym in LA, and I come here a lot.
Oh, really?
So I haven't found anywhere to train, really.
There's Fight Academy Pasadena. That's where I started. That's with Savant Young. Savant's dope. They have sparring sessions every weekend. Yeah. So pretty. I mean, everybody's really cool there. Yeah. There's Aragon.
Just send me these. I wanna come check it out, or like if anybody else has gyms that they want me to check out.
Oh, for sure. What's his name? Is it Durantula? What's his name? Fucking in the UFC, long ass limbs. He fights at 150, 155. He just fought Dan Hooker, and Dan Hooker beat him. What the fuck is his name?
I don't know.
But he trains with Savant too out in Fight Academy every now and then, spars out there.
Yeah, because I manage fighters now. I'm an agency now. So I like to come around and watch people and see new talents and new young prospects and
I'll link you up with like Savant. Savant's super, super cool. Like cool. When I started boxing, he, I had a few such, that was different too. Like training with your friends and training with somebody legit. I was like, I'm tired. They don't give you any breathing space. Yeah. And there's no like room for mistakes. It's like, I remember when I was training with him and I would throw the cross and then I wouldn't retract it back. And he smacked me across the face. And I just went, I was like, what the fuck? He's like, bring that shit back.
You fuck around and found out.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then he doesn't like it if you block your cross. He wants you to either make the person miss and make him pay. So that's like his thing. And I just would always refer to the block. And then every time he would do it, he would just hit me. I'm like, this is a lot different. You know what I mean?
It hurts in the ear.
Oh, for sure.
That's the worst one.
Oh, man, it hurts so bad. And like, once again, like that's when I think it's really great for people, even if you do like cardio kickboxing or whatever, try a real session and it makes you respect the sport a lot more. Yeah. Like hitting, even this part too, where when we warm up, he goes, I want you to move for 3 minutes in the ring and don't stop. Let me tell you something, your boy about to throw up. Yeah. I didn't even throw a punch.
It's bad. Body shots are the worst too.
Oh, my first hit to the liver was a kick. Oh, yeah. And that shit just went beep. I remember I stopped for like a second. I was like, I'm fine.
That's my favorite.
And then, what the fuck?
That's why I don't kick anymore. I don't really do kickboxing anymore.
Oh, really?
It's very damaging.
Oh, kickboxing is just the worst. Like, I didn't know what people meant when what that liver kick feels like. It's like a shut-off button.
It's like a bat.
Yeah. And it just hits, and I just felt this shock out of nowhere because for that 1 second, I felt perfectly fine. Yeah. And then we're just going, I just go, oh shit, and I just fell to the floor. Yeah. And I'm like, what happened? He goes, it was a liver kick. I was like, well, don't do that. Yeah. That shit fucking hurts, bro. Yeah. Yeah. So do you still spar every now and then?
I mean, the last time I sparred one of my fighters, so like as a manager now, I go into training sessions and I watch them, and she needed a partner, so I went. And then it wasn't just with her. I went with another. Of course, right when you jump in, it's all like you're open game. Yeah. They're like, oh, B, I want to spar you. I want to spar you. These are like young girls, you know. Yeah. So I sparred with this bigger girl, and she likes to brawl. So we were just going at it because I had to let them know, you know. And then my young fighter was like, I was like, I think people forget. I don't know how people forget because I'm new to agency, but I know a thing or two. Or,
it's like, I didn't. I just fought not that long ago.
No, but afterwards I was like, like, no. So I told all my fighters now, I'm like, okay, you can have my brain, but you can't have my body anymore. Yeah. You know, I think that's why I love agency, and I think I just love mentoring more than anything. Just like all this knowledge I want to like put out. I think if I do any content in the future, because I enjoy it, I would be putting out knowledge for...
Okay, so for you...
For young athletes.
Now that you're like in the management prospect, right? And I think this is like a good way to end the podcast. It's like, what 3 things that you would tell a new fighter? Like, what are 3 things they should focus on to be successful in the space?
Number 1, with management, I've learned, do not pick people for the name, for the clout. I think that's just in life, period. Don't pick anything for the clout. No coaches or nothing. Okay? Pick people that give a shit about you. Like, don't go to a big gym because it's a big gym if nobody's going to corner you. You know? Don't pick a fight management that has is everywhere because he's not going to pay attention to you. Yeah. You know? He might ruin your career. That's the first thing. Work with people who give a shit about you. And then, what were you saying? Success?
Yeah, just 3 things to become a successful fighter.
And number 2, you have to reassess your life and reconfigure your life to give it your all. Do not fight if this is your second thing, this is your hobby, this is whatever. You're never going to make it. I'll tell you right now, you're never going to make it. So reconfigure your life, prepare for sacrifices, being broke for about 5 years, 4 years. And then that's the only way you'll succeed, or don't do it. That's like, I'm almost telling you not to do it. Unless you can give it your all, because you won't survive. It's
like, when are you ever going to see a part-time fighter beat a full-time fighter?
Never.
You know, like
never. That I will say definitively, never.
Yeah.
And then the third thing I would say is educate yourself, diet, physical therapy, things like that. Educate yourself, research, because there's a lot more to fighting than just fighting, and there's a lot more to being successful at fighting than just fighting.
Yeah, I definitely see that too with when you're around other fighters, there are people who are a lot more cerebral that are a lot more successful. Like how they make adjustments even in the sparring sessions, they're like downloading information. And there's the other ones who are pros, but they only have one methodology of how they're going to win, and they don't know how to make adjustments.
And if you're not cerebral, if you're not like you're not going to nerd out on the facts, you need to outsource. Outsourcing and being resourceful and building relationships is really like the key to anything. I think that's my whole life and career and success rides on my relationships.
Yeah.
You know, so
I think like the most coachable fighters too are always the most successful, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not the fact that they don't have like their own opinions on things, but there's just like things you can't see outside of yourself.
Yeah.
And so like when I see like fighters who listen really well to the coaches and they make those adjustments because they trust their coach a lot, they seem to be the most successful because you have to trust your coach. If not, why is he in your corner?
Well, fighting is like tough enough. That's why I tell all my fighters I manage, I'm like, you have to find somebody who you trust. You know I'm going to lead your career in the right path, so all you have to do is fight.
Yeah.
You know?
Like don't focus on anything else. Fight and get that stuff
I see
down.
a lot of these fighters like stress, like what is my manager doing or whatever. You have to find somebody you trust so you could just hand it off. Your coach, hand it off and just fight.
Ooh.
That's where people are successful.
Well, we're actually done. That's about an hour and 10 into the podcast. That went by super fast.
It did go fast.
So B, what do you want to plug in?
I don't know. I don't have anything I want to plug in right now, but stay tuned and my agency. I've been working on my agency, but if you're interested in self-defense and if you're interested in management, hit me up. I'm the same. Killer B MMA.
Let's go. Well, B, thank you for stopping by. Genius Brain every Sundays at 12 p.m. I want to get you on the Casuals podcast. That'd be so fucking fun. It's just literally 3 of the dumbest guys on earth.
Oh, I gotta get high for that then.
Okay, perfect. I'll be high as fuck too then. Let's go.
Let's go.
Genius Brain every Sundays at 12 p.m. We'll see y'all next time, guys. Peace.